Very good morning, students. For this lecturing video session, I am going to solve a problem from the chapter Projections of Solids. Let me just read out the question and make you understand what are the data given and the projections need to be drawn. Draw the projections of a cone, base 30 mm diameter and axis 50 mm long, which is resting on HP on a point of its base circle with the axis making an angle of 45 degree with HP and parallel to VP. So, the given data, what is the object here? The object is a cone. Object is a cone. Of diameter 30 mm. Of diameter. Pi represents the diameter, isn't it? So, of 30 mm. And axis 50 mm long. What does that mean? That is axis height, right? So, axis height of 50 mm which is resting on HP. So, where it is resting? It is resting on HP. Resting on HP. And how it is resting? On a point, right? On a point. On a point. Its base circle with the axis making an angle of 45 degree. What does that mean? That is axis inclination. Axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. So, axis is inclined to HP of 45 degree inclination of 45 degree. Right. Here the object is a cone. This is a cone. Right. This is apex or vertex. This is the base or bottom base. Right. These are generators. As far as the cylinder and cone is concerned, both don't have any edges or corners, right? These are full of generators, isn't it? So, how it is resting? With one of the point. This is full of, this base, the circumference of the circle is full of points. That's a circumferential points, right? With one of the points. So, here as such there is no confusion. Anywhere you can just rest it, right? And axis is inclined to HP. That means the axis is nothing but the line, an imaginary line connecting the apex or vertex and the center of the base. So, this is how it is been positioned. This is the final view. Now, the axis which is making some inclination with HP, that is 45 degree with HP. So, in order to draw the true shape, right? So, the axis should be perpendicular to any one of the plane. Here the axis is inclined to HP to make it 90 degree. Now, you could see the true shape from the top, a circle, isn't it? From the front, you could see a triangle. So, where you could see the true shape, the true shape is nothing but the base circle that you could see from the top. So, where you have to draw the true shape on HP, right? So, first thing what you have to do is, we will have to draw a line representing XY, which is nothing but the reference line or ground line. Above reference line is HP, below is HP. Sorry, above is VP and below is HP. So, this is being divided into two stages. The first stage is for the symbol position or symbol resting. Symbol position or symbol resting. This second stage pertains to axis inclination or final position. Axis inclination or final position. Where you have to draw the first diagram, that is the true shape on HP, right? Here the diameter of the base circle is 30 mm. Diameter is 30 mm. What about its radius? R is equal to D by 2. That is nothing but 30 by 2, which is 15 mm. So take 15 mm in your compass and choose any point and draw a full circle of radius 15 mm. Of 15 mm. So this is the midpoint or the axis, right? So as such it doesn't have any corners or edges. So I am going to divide this into 4 equal parts. If you want, you can divide that into 8 equal parts, right? So draw a horizontal line and keep her protected in this manner. Draw 90-degree line. This should be thin. The object is a cone, that is a circular cross section, right? So the object line should be drawn as dark by using H or HB pencil. So since the circle has been divided into 4 equal divisions, let me just give the naming for this: A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D. When you look at from the top, it has been divided into 4, A, B, C, D, and from the top I could see the vertex or the apex when you look at from the top. So that can be denoted with O. Right? It doesn't have any, that means edges or corners. Only prism will have the top face and bottom face of similar size and shape, isn't it? When it comes to pyramid and cone, which will have apex or vertex, and only one base will be there, right? Since it is a cone, I have considered the apex. In order to draw the front view, what I have to do? I have to project all the visible or invisible things vertically upwards. Now, what is the axis height here? Axis height is 50 mm. From the base, cut an arc on the axis line of 50 mm. This is the axis line, right? Axis line. On the axis line, I have taken 50 mm from the reference line, cut an arc. And this could be named as O dash. This is O, therefore this could be O dash. When you look at from the front, you could see this slanting line, right? So boundary can be closed. So you could see a triangle, right? And what about this line? This is nothing but the axis. This is nothing but the axis. Axis should be mentioned as long line dot, right? That's how I mentioned here. When you look at from here, what are the points would be visible? A, B, C are visible, isn't it? So this becomes A dash, and this becomes B dash, and this becomes C dash. What about D? D would be invisible. The reason behind, this is right behind B. Therefore, D is invisible. Invisible things needs to be captured within the bracket. So D dash within the brackets. So this is a simple position, that is on the HP it is resting with base. When you look at from the top, you could see the circular cross section which I have captured here. When you look at from the front, you could see a triangular shape which I have captured. This is a simple resting position. The stage 2 belongs to the axis inclination, isn't it? Right? This axis needs to be tilted for 45 degree, right? For 45 degree. Axis is inclined to HP of 45 degree. This axis needs to be tilted here, right? So now what I am going to do is, I am going to draw an imaginary line parallel to this axis, and this should be perpendicular to the base. By tilting the imaginary line of 45 degree, naturally the axis will also get inclined at an angle of 45 degree, because this imaginary line and axis are parallel to each other. By tilting the imaginary line, this axis also will get tilted at 45 degree, right? Now I am going to choose a point, that is nothing but the resting point, which is C. This is nothing but C1 dash. Keep your protractor in this manner and choose 45 degree from the horizontal, 45 degree, this could be 90 degrees, right, this could be 90 degree, the 45 would be somewhere here. So, draw 45 degree line. Look at here, the base is 90 degree with the imaginary line. So, you will have to keep your protractor in this manner and choose 90 degree and draw a line This is the base. Now, this is C1 dash, isn't it? So, measure the distance between C to A in your compass. Keep it at C, cut an arc, and this could be A1 dash. Now, measure the distance between C and B in your compass. Keeping at C, cut an arc, this could be B1 dash and D1 dash. Clear? This is C1 dash. Now, how the O can be achieved? Measure it from C to O in your compass. Keep it at C, cut an arc. Similarly, measure the distance between AO. Keep it at A, cut an arc. That's the intersection point. Right? Now, connect, this could be O1 dash. Connect O to C and O to A. And B to O with the axis line, long line dot long line, this is so. So, this was an imaginary line which can be erased off, which is not required, which we assumed, isn't it? Right. So, now the base A to B and O. The C is the resting point, right. So, now by extending this axis till it intersects the reference line, this inclination is nothing but the axis inclination of 45 degree. Got it? This particular object has been tilted at an angle of 45 degree with reference to the reference line, 45 degree with HP. Then what about the final top view? What do you have to do? You will have to simply take the projectors from the front view, projectors from all the points, and horizontal projector from the top view, initial top view. Draw a line which should be parallel to the reference line. Should be parallel to the reference line. So, I have formed a box. So, within the box only I am going to get the final top view. Now, I have to do the mapping work or graphing work here. So, which is nothing but the meeting points or the intersection points. So, now A is here. Where is the A? So, the horizontal and vertical points are meeting at one point, which is the nothing but the merging point, right. So, A and A are meeting here. This could be A1. B and B are intersecting here. This could be B1. C and C are merging here. This could be C1. What about D? D and D are meeting here. So, this could be D1. What about the apex or vertex? O and O are meeting here. This could be O1. So, as far as cone and cylinder is concerned, it has circular cross section. So, you should not use scale to connect the base because it is a circular shape. So, by using the free hand, you will have to connect those base, right. What did I teach you? To draw the final view, that is either could be top view or front view, right. Here, as far as this diagram is concerned, it is a final top view. So, boundary should be closed, right. Here the base A, B, D are base which are in the boundary. So, by using free hand, connect it. By using free hand, you connect it. And what about B to O? B to O and D to O, these are slant line, right. So, which can be connected by thick, by dark line. It does not have any edges, right. So, what about the checklist? So, first what you have to do is you have to mention the base A, B, C, D and it connected with D to A, right? A to B is connected, B to E is connected, C to D and D to A. By doing this, you will get the base. And what about the slant edge? So as far as the circular cross section is concerned, that is cone and cylinder is concerned, it has only the generators. It doesn't have any edges or corners. So only the peripheral alone, that boundary alone need to be connected, right? And what about B to C and C to D? Because this is how it is inclined, right? I have considered A, B, C, D. A is visible, B is visible and D is visible and C is invisible. And the point which is connected on the restrict, that is C to B and C to D are invisible, isn't it? Because that is right behind, those are invisible points. So B to C in a circular form, that is a elliptical form, it would come. Because the particular angle when the object is tilted, that circular object is tilted, you will get a elliptical shape. So by doing this, I have completed the final projections here. So if you want, you can just draw the center line also, right? Center line in this manner. From the center, long line dot, long line dot, long line. So what the condition says? 45 degree with HP and parallel to VP. So now the axis is inclined to HP of 45 degree. Here the axis is parallel to VP. Got it? So now next what? Dimensioning needs to be done. So there are two methods can be used to mention the diameter. Either you can just mention the leader line in this manner, dia 30. This is also possible, and by drawing a line mentioning the touching the periphery, that is the inside, that is the boundaries in this manner, and extend this. This is also leader line. By mentioning this dia 30, in this method also the diameter of the circle can be mentioned. And what about the axis height? Axis height is this one, right? So draw a perpendicular line from here and now draw a parallel line to the axis and mention the axis height of 50 mm over the dimension line. You can just mention it 50 and check anything is missed out. What are the parameters given here? Dia 30 which is captured, and the axis height which has been captured here, and the axis inclination which also been captured here, right? Next, the node you will have to mention it on the right bottom of the diagram by drawing a guideline of 5 mm height. All dimensions are in mm. All dimensions. So whatever dimensions I have considered to draw the projections here, that is a cone, the unit of the dimension is mm. So mm alone needs to be written as the lowercase, that is nothing but the small letter. And the scale, if you want, you can just mention that is a true scale, which is scale 1:1, because I haven't changed any of the dimension given here. As it is, I have taken the 30 means I have considered 30, therefore it is a true scale. The scale can be mentioned as scale 1:1. So with this I have completed the projection, that is a drawing. Hope you have all understood this. Thank you.